What's up, guys? I'm Metalhead. I'm doing 150 class albums by the end of the year. I'm also doing a bunch of Patreon requests. I'm getting about 60 albums a month requested, and I'm Vicious Studio Addict is on that because I did 4 nothing for my 2025 albums review, where I listened to about 200 albums from 2025, and then I'm doing a top 50 rated list. I should be out by this point in time when I post this onto YouTube. But yeah, this one was always just commented a lot as like the best non-Vicious project, and then someone requested on Patreon for me to do so. I am now doing it. I kind of liked non-Vicious before. It didn't blow me away, but it was just like very clean, decent trap music, it seemed to me. Yeah, so I'm curious to jump into this one because apparently this one has a tiny higher of a bar. So let's go. Ooh. I like this sample. Oh yeah, it's now come back to me. He's the one that really used the sample. The clarity and the production is really nice. Like, it just sounds polished as fuck. I like this. The sample is really nice.
Diamonds on my neck, got a tennis chain. Babies wanna fuss, tryna go insane. Baby wanna fuss, tryna give me brain. I don't give a fuck, I don't care about your man. I got a stick on my waist, yeah, that shit Johnny Dang. Then on my cut got a race, yeah, I'm sipping on red, yeah. Shit like high tide, yeah.
I also like his rap performance is pretty good. I'll pause it, but on the last project, some of the songs didn't hit for me, and I rated them quite low. It's coming back to me, because he really relied on the sample, and I felt like he didn't add much to the track to be like, it just felt like the sample was doing a lot of the heavy lifting, and he was kind of inting it a bit. On this track, I feel like his rapping performance really melds together well with the samples, the sample usage on this song. I like it quite a bit. It seems like he's putting in more effort when it comes to his rapping performances and stuff like that, which is cool. Yeah, this is pretty good overall. In the studio, I can't never stop. Every day I want money, I want brand new guap. Every day I want money, I want brand new guap. Damn, I lost my love. I can't lose my heart. All you fuck with scrubs. I know that little pussy nigga ain't tell my shit done. I know I'm a junkie, I can't never give up on drugs, yeah. I can't never give up on love, yeah. Why you listen to that shit, know it suck, yeah. Fake throw nigga ain't now, don't get no fucks, yeah. Fake throw nigga ain't now, don't get no fucks, yeah. I told her I love you, I just made a honey. I heard about it, I heard about it. What smoke I ain't running. My ex want me, she told me she want my goddamn money. Can't give a name, I buy honest. Kinda hard on Sunday. I like the keys in the back end. Got stay down honey, I'm about that money, yeah. I'm smoking on red. Yeah, I feel like the biggest criticism that non-Vicious gets, apart from his controversies, from like a musical standpoint, from like the people in my Discord that were talking to me about it, is the fact that it seems like he just over relies on samples, and it kind of feels like a cheap, gimmicky way of making good songs. But I feel like on this track, he really did delve quite well into adding his own flair to the samples and to the really pretty keys and everything that he was using on the production. Yeah, this is just a good song. If you haven't watched me before, I do ratings on the side. These are my first listen ratings, so you can see where I'm at and feeling on the album. And these ratings are subject to change. I listen to these albums multiple times over before I post them on my Discord, where you get to see my Discord ratings and you get to talk to me about them, like the album ratings on the Discord. And then I also post on my album of the year, where I write like a written review alongside it. Yeah, this is just pretty good. I liked the production quite well. His rapping performance was decent, good on the track. Just a very pleasant, kind of chill listen. I liked it. Oh, what the fuck? Alright. I guess random thing played, but...
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm in this bitch, man. In Japan with a bad bitch. I need rats, I got cabbage. I ain't never on that mad shit. I ain't never on that sad shit.
Definitely like a pretty underpinning to all of these beats.
I just tell her my neck so I can
I like it.
show her that it's real. She fuck with my ass like in Japan, I'm finna kill. Bitch on YSL, nah nigga for real. Bitch on dead for real. Talking about these rats, already got me a meal. I just popped the addy, only time I pop a pill. I'm up all night, I mean all night. I just call my main hoe, is you alright? When we locked eyes, it was on sight. She got feet thighs, I'm finna get right. Down. Talk to Julie, fill her all my necklace with them damn diamonds. NYC right to Japan, bitch, I'm fucking grinding. NYC right to Japan, I'm on damn time. It's crazy. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm in this bitch, man. In Japan with a bad bitch. I need rats.
This one's a lot more low-key and doesn't have as much energy to me as the last track. It's still pretty decent, but I do prefer the last track for the amount of like this one still has a nice atmosphere. It just felt like he was able to put more energy into the last track through the more like chill production. I'd say it's like a 6.5, just like a tiny bit of a step down from the last one.
Gucci pants, Gucci shoes, I'm finna do my dance. Already having, I don't even use no advance.
It's very pretty though.
She already trans.
On re-listens, this could go up.
Yeah, she so got no pretty, don't even make no sense. Had to fill my pockets, I was tired of rent. She chewing on my kids, she was tired of me.
Oh, this is a nice little switch up. That might go up on re-listen to something else. Like that was just a like Studio Attic could be a 7.5, that could be a 7 type deal. On re-listens. With also, I failed to mention it. On my these might seem like harsh ratings to me, but I actually use 5 out of 10 as average. My current average on my album of the year is 6 out of 10, but that's because I get requested more good music than bad. Like people aren't going to be like, he listened to Ambitious. What's the worst one I can send him? They're going to send me like Studio Attic, which is going to be like his better stuff, right? So yeah, as much as like 7 and 6.5 so are usually considered like, oh, you think it's bad. No, I think it's good. I think for anything literally 5.1 and above is positive to me. Like I have slight positive feelings about the project, and I have decently positive feelings about these like 2 songs. They've been pretty good.
Praying to God, but I don't pray to Buddha. Praying to God, but I don't pray to Buddha. Praying to God, but I don't pray to Buddha. Praying to God, but I don't pray to Buddha. Praying to God, but I don't pray to Buddha. Praying to God, but I don't pray to Buddha. Praying to God, but I don't pray to Holla. Praying to God, but I don't pray to Buddha. I got my city, became with a cooler. For the little hater, that bitch like cooler. He in the bag, I try to my shooter. Praying to God, but I don't pray to Buddha. I got my city, became with a cooler. For the little hater, that bitch like cooler. Shit. I'm back on the act again. He went up featuring on taxi.
I do like the more chill, serene production, but there's quite a bit of energy on this. I like.
You don't want that shit, but you're slacking. You don't want that shit, but you're slacking. I didn't even want that hoe. But when I see her, I'm acting. She wanna fuck with me back then. They ain't wanna fuck with me back then. They ain't wanna fuck with me back then. But now the nigga don't rats in. Shit, I'm all in that pussy. Shit, I'm all in that pussy. Shit, these niggas be groovy.
Yeah.
Shit, these niggas be pussy. No cap, we make us a movie. Shit, we make us a movie. I mean, these bitches
Yeah, I prefer the more chill stuff, but like this is still decent for sure. It could maybe even be 6.5 as well. I'll just give it. I'll just do this for now because I feel like it's a more accurate rating at the moment.
Told this house with my main and she don't even care. Told this whole house with my main and she don't even care. She gon' ride me, go insane, treat my deal like a film.
This could also go up too good. He's like really, he has like a really nice like charisma and my presence and how he's flowing on the track himself.
I got caught cheating by my hoe. I told that little bit life ain't fair. Still saying it, a CC shit. Pussy addict, start acting like you from here, bitch. Pussy addict, fuck on Twitter. Let's go. I'm from nothing all day.
There's just like these like kind of messy bits here that I think hinder it from going much higher. Well, like he has so much charisma in certain passages of the track, but like that whole portion there, like it didn't feel like he exerted himself as much, I guess. Again, another really pretty beat. I like how shimmery, little shimmers. It's nice. Yeah, it's like probably some of the best beat selection in like underground, especially if you're not doing like massive experimental rage shit. It's cool.
Every day I think about you. The piercings on your face make me go crazy. B5 in my blank got me feeling lazy. Bad bitch, know that I ain't trading.
Yeah, these are just really chill fucking songs.
Niggas pussy fuck, talk about they got cake. Yeah, these niggas pussy fuck, talk about that they spraying. How my bitch is bad, she know that I ain't playing. Pull up SRT, cute, I get skated. Niggas always capping, niggas always hating. Pussy nigga hating, these niggas act like planes. So sad. Nah, for real.
Yeah, the production is killer. I'm gonna look up who produced it though. Different people, which is interesting. Wait, what about the first two tracks? Because they have different styles. Oh, it's this dude. This guy's a good producer because he's doing like the really pretty keys and shit. Yeah, I like 406 Armand a lot.
All my bitches down to fuck, she ride it like bliss. All my money paying crib, so I call them clips. Say what? I walked in her smoke that, you can smell the mist. You can smell this shit. Then it bitch can't get me hard, I can't even bust. I gotta fill my cut, I got a lean cut. I feel like I king, bitch, I'm king today. My bitch so damn thick, she got a mean butt. Then she get her head, she got a mean cut. Slap. Yo, fuck sad, you fucking time. Slap. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, incredibly chill track. There didn't seem to be any like portions where I felt like duds either. Consistent. So far, very consistent.
I just left Capital. I need me a bad home. I need me a bad home. Shout out next time, he just put some dough. Shout out next time, he just show me dough. In my car, you know I party for. In my drink, bitch, I pour for. Yeah, I'm sipping on lean. Yeah, I'm sipping on drink. Yeah, I fucking a bitch. Yeah, she give me the tea. Yeah, I rob it a beat. Yeah, I rob it a cake. Yeah, I fucking your hoe. Yeah, I fucking your baby. Yeah, I'm counting the money. I'm counting it every day. Yeah, I'm counting the money. I'm counting it every day. Yeah, I'm counting the money. I'm counting it every day. Yeah, I'm counting the money. I'm counting it every day. Eat my kid like that. Eat my kid like that. I'm all in her mouth. Now her voice on raspy. I'm all in her bag. Going crazy. Yeah, she nasty. She nasty. She told me she classy. You want beef, but you won't add me. I just left Capital. I need me a bad home.
It's a bit funny, I like it.
I need me a bad home. Shout out next time, he just put some dough. Shout out next time, he just show me dough. In my car, you know I party for. In my drink, bitch, I pour for. Bricks in my cup, sip on drink, that shit overload. Bad bitch fucking, oh my god, she gon' be woke. I'm tryna find some love, just like need more. I trying to count my greens, you like CeeLo. This little bitch playing my moves, so I go fucking that shit. I fucking a whole lot of hoes to get your little hoe bring her back. And I take that boy so clean, we speaking on wet.
I'd say it's like a tiny bit lower than the other ones, but I still quite like it.
Breaking the code, but I'm still slick. And I do not brag and bold, already know that I'm next. These niggas, they say gotta move, I'm finna take their head. Hits, yeah. I'm finna take their hits, yeah. She wants 6, yeah. SEEX, yeah. She wants 6, yeah. Let's pop pills and 6, yeah. I got rings, yeah. I got big ass rings, yeah. I'm my next, yeah. Person got my chest. She's a bird, whoa. I'm finna feel her this. I'm my ace, whoa.
I'd say it's like decent. It feels like this one is like, it feels like it's overstaying its welcome a bit more because all the other tracks right have been like 2 minutes long, and I feel like the atmosphere might even be able to carry it's like 3 minutes long, but this one has like a bit of a less good rapping performance in my opinion compared to the other ones, and the beat is a tiny bit lower, and it's also longer, so I feel like it all just like coalesces together to be a tiny bit like just a bit worse than the other tracks, but it's still decent. It's like an alright track. Ooh. Using little Kanye samples. That could get up to 6.5 for me, just because I really do like that. Ooh. Oh, he's naming it after. Yeah, cool. It's a nice sample. Like, I'm surprised there's less people that do sample Kanye stuff because it's like very unique stuff, especially on my view of Darkest Fantasy, that you could sample because that is like a wholly unique rap album in sound and everything. So it's surprising people don't. All of my sticks got titties. All of my hoes got titties. I ride around with a blink. Shot, shoot my blink. Shot, shoot my blink. She tryna suck my dick. Drake my kiss, she lit. These need me gay like Diddy. No Trevor Scott, I'm lit. I got a fucking city. I leave my kids on the TV. She wanna suck me. They like she got me. This one, I will admit, I feel like the sample heavy lifts a bit much, but I really like the sample. 6.5. You for my lid, it does hurt my titty. I give you a hand, she's taking your meds. She give us a hand, yeah, she's sucking the best. She eat it a bit, yeah, she eat it for breakfast. I came with a lead, I don't sit on lettuce. Interludes, which I don't rate, because despite the fact that this one is as long as like a few tracks on here, I usually don't rate interludes because I feel like if I'm doing track averages, which is what my album ratings are, if you ever want to know my album ratings for first listen, you just have to add the stuff together. It just feels like interludes don't deserve to have as much weight as another track, so I just don't rate them. I fucked the bad bitch off of perk, bitch, I ain't playing. I fucked the bad bitch off of perk, she say I'm slaying. I'm in LA right now, bitch, you see what I'm saying? I put her right the door, I fucked up on my bands. I put her to the mall, I fucked up on my money. Why you judge me, you know that it's getting close to like... I told her, eat my kids, I'm feeling like I'm a honey. I fucked the bitch in Cali, she say that I'm kind of similar to the other tracks. Shit, brother pulling up with Dracos. And I talked to Slime, he said that his case closed. And they free throw, so you know I need queso. There's no way one beer is going to be an MF Tube sample, right? There's no way. I mean, it'd be a minute long. They say the only way you get in reach
It's that you gotta sit and make it play, bro. And I've been glowing, bitch, I feel like Tay-Do. I jumped up off a jet, my fifth way to go. The stick up on my side, you better not play, bitch. The stick up on my side, got sticks like Halo. Got sticks like Halo.
Chill interlude.
Got sticks like Halo.
I'm out here from a very far away place.
He is aggressively like he is just sampling top tier tracks.
You say that I was gay when I was here from the back. Broke that hoe ain't nothing, I had to give her some rest. Broke that hoe ain't nothing, I had to give her some rest. She want 9, cause I'm fucking lit.
You know, I don't know if I like this. Because like I'm not against sampling some like the top tracks, but this one feels like the worst tracks off of the last album I listened to for Nothing, where it's like you're not adding much to this. I don't know, I'm not a massive fan of this one.
Yeah, the nigga ain't talking about 9, see what I'm saying? Shit, that nigga ain't talking about 9, see what I'm saying?
I'm out here from a very far away
You know what? Yeah, I actually think it's just this one feels a bit more creatively bankrupt than the other tracks that use samples.
Why you playing with me? You know I ain't on it.
Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of this at all.
Broke that hoe ain't nothing, I had to give her some rest. Broke that hoe ain't nothing, I had to give her some rest.
Yeah, if this one feels incredible, that felt incredibly lazy. Like really lazy.
It's crazy. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
RPMF doing yeah. Blood coming down my eye, bitch. This ain't tears. Real deal fashion. This ain't denim tears. Bad bitch, batch. Get a pedicure. Real deal swag.
This one just feels like it's mixed a bit worse, right?
Shit.
Like it just doesn't feel like it's as cohesive. It's like the starting like few tracks, they're very cohesive. This one just doesn't feel
You know
it.
I can rap. Yeah, I can rap for real. Came in bit with a dick. I got a strap for real. Asian bitch, she thick. She throw it back for real. Steak her whole thing sleep. That bitch a nap for real.
I don't even know if I dislike the last track of this one more.
This ain't tears. Real deal fashion. This ain't denim tears. Bad bitch.
I'll put them on the same level for now. I'm not a massive fan of this.
I ain't had no dad growing up. Every time he called, I told him put the phone up. Bad bitch, bad, she just need a tone up. I need Bob Marley's nigga, put that cone up. Bitch, let's go. Yeah, you switching on your brothers, I know you're a hoe. Yeah, you switching on your brothers, I know you're a hoe.
Yeah, I think I might dislike this one more. Because at least like as much as the last one's created by Bankrupt, it sounds better than this to me.
I got hoes, so I pull up scope. Blood coming down my eye, bitch, this ain't tears. Real deal fashion, this ain't denim tears. Bad bitch, bad, she get a pedicure. Real deal swag, I don't shop at Sears.
Alright, I don't like being mean, you know? Being harsh doesn't sound good, especially when I'm getting album requests from fans, because like I adore you guys. You're the only reason I'm able to do this, so it feels bad. But one of the things you guys seem to appreciate is the fact that I'm honest. With this track, I don't think all of the elements here are like irredeemable, right? I just think it's executed poorly. Like there is this like darker undertone with the way that he's like rapping on top of it. I feel like those sort of things can meld together, but they're just not melding together now. They feel like when there's like let's say there's a wall of sound, right? And there's a lot of stuff in a wall of sound thing like Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA, you would usually have all of the elements in there working in tandem together, and they feel like they work cohesively together. You can also have stuff that is like separated when it comes to like the production to the vocal mix, where they sound like on their two different tracks. I can't think of a song off the top of my head, but a good example of something like this is like Kinda Blue. If we just take an instrumental piece where like the drums is clearly distinctly different to where the horns are being played in your ears, and they sound like different track loops, if that like they sound like they're on different track levels, if that makes sense. Where on this it has that, but they don't seem like they're bouncing off of each other well. That to me they sound incongruent with one another. They're running perpendicular to each other, but they're not even giving like they're going this way perpendicular, and they're not taking and receiving information from each other to boost each other up. They're just like working completely separately from one another, and I just don't think it adds for I don't think it melds together well. Well, like if this was mixed a bit better and maybe re-recorded vocally or something like that, but like even in saying that, I don't think the vocals are necessarily that bad. But if it was just mixed a bit differently, I feel like this track could aid into the atmosphere that it's trying to portray, and his performance would actually fit it quite decently well, because I don't think there is a massive stylistic clash between his vocal performance and his production. It's just on this one it feels like the mixing doesn't do it justice. Yeah. Because like this beat isn't bad, and it's like on its own, you know. Why am I listening to Quedeca right now? It's not Quedeca, but it's just like this sounds like Quedeca.
I like when she talk to me. We off X, yeah, and we off that Molly. Chopper steal that boy, damn, just like Ollie. Skating on the beach, damn, pop me an Ollie. On the east side, damn, I just had Moreland. Cody coming, I might piss my plate scoring. I told her, you give me a year, I'm gonna be touring. My bitch black, and she Asian, my bitch foreign. I just been talking to God. Came in here, I got my ride. I'm in that pussy like, yeah. No, I don't fuck with you guys. I got a whole lot of vibes. Need your whole like, yeah. Need your whole, she mine.
Oh, yeah. I like the sample he's using a decent amount. I think his performance is alright for it as well. I like how bassy like these hits are. They have a nice sound to them. The intervention sound in a lot of these underground tracks is kind of cool. Nice One Warfare 2 trick shots.
Point me to it a minute. Point me to it a minute, because they're really where I want to be at sometimes. You're just young and fast for real. I don't even want to do that with you. I'm on Cody every day.
Alright.
Get up, G, piss on my neck.
I wish the sample in the back that they're using for like the prettier like harmony aspects were louder. Because that's like the most interesting part of this track for me at the moment. I like his vocal performance here. Got a bad bitch on my goddamn phone, she take too long. I'm always right, I ain't never been I'll say it's like at least a 6.
I'm lying, I'm right every time, sometimes I be wrong. Fuck.
I might even give it a 6.5. I really like this more dreamy? I don't know.
Only wanna do that with you. I'm on Cody every day. Can't even get up with you. She piss on my neck. She call out too. She knows she the best.
I actually kind of like this. A decent amount. Yeah, you know what? I'll say it's just good. I saw that a lot of people seem to comment this is the worst song on the album. I think you're just wrong. I really think the vibe of this track is done really well, and I think every single aspect that is going into it, like the vocal performance, the production, and how dynamic the production is, like they're using a lot of different ideas, and they all work together to create this like very consistent vibe throughout the entire track. I think it's quite good.
Niggas crazy. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm in this bitch now.
You say I don't mean nothing, you been do you mean it? I can't even smoke with dealer, nigga, I need my weed back. I'm cheating on her back, I hope this bitch don't see that. I can't even let her tell the cut, I need my lean back. They be like, now you the realest. They be like, now you the trillest. Why y'all in my business? I got a hundred my business. Nigga, I'm a body law. Nigga, fuck city. I got an architect. Harder girl too. Bitch, I love fashion. Let's go. I'm out spend. They know that on the best. I be in the center.
I'm bouncing between 6.5 and 7 to actually we're looking at the last slightly from the last track.
Nigga, I'm raising a banner. I was in Indiana. Need me a good new fan.
Oh, that was a 6.5.
We got a whole lot of planes. I put that shit in my family. You say I don't mean nothing, you been do you mean it? I can't
Actually, no, it's a 7. It's good. He's really good when he's in this more low-key vibe.
I know you ain't cheating, baby, I'm projecting. I know I ain't cheating, I gotta learn my lesson. I know why you stressing, cause all this shit be messy. Only wanna do that to you. Only wanna do that to you. I know I give you a attitude. I'll make it up, I'll give you racks.
Yeah. The back half of this has been quite decent. Like, the final leg. Let's say, not the back half, because the one being a bit background in the back half, but like the final leg has been pretty consistent and strong.
I'm trying to show you the world, I'm trying to show that you want me. I got rats on me, man, rats on me. I'm with AR counting, call me just hit NYC. Damn, this shit crazy. This my dream, I'm living, this shit crazy. I smoke dope, I smoke gas, shawty, I be faded. Only want your bitch by my leg, I'll take it. Yeah. Only want this hoe, only want a link. Rats on me, Lazay just got him.
I'm conflicted on this track.
Damn, I hold up me, she don't even wanna shoot. I just put your brother in a switch to me. They know I don't want Hardy OB time. I'm breaking the pack down, try to fuck on the freak. How I teach the way, let's try go ahead and just take a seat. I'm trying to show you the world, I'm trying to show that you want me. I got rats on me, and rats on me. I'm with AR counting, come we just hit NYC. I'm with Zay, we counting, come we just hit NYC. Damn, my speaker loud as fuck. My bitch
It's like a 5 to me. Like, I don't have good or positive feelings about it, because like, it feels a bit repetitive and a bit redundant to me, but then also like, it's not that bad, like the beat is alright and stuff, so like, I feel like it's a wash for me.
Yeah, I'm in Atlanta with Henny. Pussy won't smoke, don't panic.
I'll say vaguely positive vibes, so like 5.5.
I surrender past no fanny. I'll hit you and I'm landing.
Actually, no, I'll give it a 6. I think it's decent. I like the sample. It's a short track. The sample rings in my ears. I enjoy it, so. Actually, it might be 6.5 because that sample's doing a low carry heavy lifting, and it's like a 30% of the song because it's such a short track. Anyway, this is a pretty good, pretty decent project. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed watching this far, you can always support me further on Patreon. It's $5 a month, and you get to have early access to a bunch of this stuff. Like this will be like a few months in advance. There's like some albums like Rodeo, which are 10 months in advance that you get on my Patreon, and then on top of that, you get a $5. It gives you an album request under 90 minutes, or you can pick from more classic albums that are first-time listens for me, and they're 2 for 1. So you can request 2 albums for the price of 1, which is $5. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I absolutely love and adore you. This was a pretty decent project, and I appreciate the Patreon request to do Studio Addict. Love you guys. Peace.